During the Second World War, New Zealand and Russia were allies fighting a common foe. New Zealanders fought on many fronts in the war, extending from Spitsbergen in the Arctic to Cape Horn in the South Atlantic, in the Middle East, in Europe, in Southeast Asia, and in the South Pacific. Importantly, several hundred New Zealand servicemen endured severe conditions and risks on the Arctic convoys to bring vital supplies to the Soviet Union at the height of the war. Maintaining this vital supply route to Russia through the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans was one of the most arduous and dangerous operations of the war at sea. The severe climatic conditions were among the worst experienced by Allied sailors. The convoys faced constant threat from enemy submarines and aircraft. More than 100 ships and thousands of seamen were lost at sea during the convoys. But their sacrifice ensured that over 4 million tons of supplies were delivered to Russia, helping to turn the tide of the war. New Zealanders made their presence felt on the northern front in Russia, not only at sea, but also in the air. A select group of Royal Air Force pilots fought alongside Soviet air forces. Among them was the New Zealander Wing Commander Henry Ramsbottom Isherwood, who became one of only 4 Russians to be awarded the Order of Lenin. The ties that were forged during the Second World War when New Zealand and Russia fought together as allies laid an enduring foundation of goodwill between our two countries. The Arctic convoys are a very tangible and lasting symbol of cooperation and partnership between New Zealand and Russia.
Greetings from the Russian Convoy Club of New Zealand on the 75th anniversary of the arrival of the first convoy, Dervish. This convoy left Valfjordur in Iceland on August the 21st, 1941, and arrived in Archangel on August the 31st. It consisted of 6 merchant ships, escorted by 3 destroyers, 3 minesweepers, and 3 anti-submarine trawlers. Distant cover was provided by 1 cruiser and 3 destroyers. At the same time, a Royal Navy aircraft carrier delivered 24 Royal Air Force Hurricane fighters at Vainga near Murmansk. Luckily, all arrived safely, mainly due to the scarcity of German reconnaissance at that time. None of our present surviving members, who are now all over 90 years of age, served on ships involved in that epic voyage. But all served on some of the 581 Allied merchant ships and 368 escorts which sailed on later convoys. 85 of these merchant ships were lost, together with 16 escorts. But all those involved hoped that their efforts contributed in some small way to the final victory. On May the 9th, our club members gathered at the plaque on the Wellington waterfront commemorating those lost on the convoys, together with the Russian ambassador, the United Kingdom High Commissioner, representatives from the Royal New Zealand Navy and the Merchant Navy Association of New Zealand, not only to celebrate the victory, but to remember those who lost their lives helping to achieve this. I would add that all our members who were privileged to be awarded the prestigious Ushikov Medal wear this with pride on all suitable occasions. Finally, we wish all participants in the celebrations good weather and a happy and enjoyable time, especially those surviving Allied veterans of 1941 to 1945.
Today we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of the arrival of the first Allied convoy, codenamed Dervish, here in Archangельsk. It was an historic moment. 75 years on, we look back with pride and with gratitude. As Ambassador of New Zealand, I'm humbled to be able to join you here in person today in Archangельsk to take part in these commemorative activities, representing the New Zealand veterans, their families, and to be able to pay tribute to their bravery. Their service and their sacrifice, and indeed of all of those who served on the Allied convoys, will never be forgotten.